Y is for youth. By Hentu. Youth. I stared at the old unicorn mare as she slowly walked back and forth in front of the group. I stood in the middle of a line of foals just like myself. Only one colt in the group of already had his cutie mark, which had me all sorts of jealous, even if it was just a hammer and nail. I looked back at the mare as she turned and started back toward the end of the group. "Alright, do any of you know why you're here?" she asked. She looked from the colt who had his cutie mark then to each one of us before her eyes finally fell to rest on me. Her snail snapped behind her as she squinted. "Well?" "To learn to shoot," one filly offered. "Wrong!" shouted the mayor. "You are here to learn to defend yourselves. The wasteland holds terrible things." She stopped her hoof and held it up. "Raiders?" She pointed at the colt with the cutie mark. "Feral ghouls?" She jabbed the hoof toward the filly who answered her. "Taint?" She pointed toward the filly on the other end of the line. "Radiation!" She pointed at me. The group collectively shrunk back. Murmuring began. I knew these foals from around town. None of them were stupid enough to go running into danger without good reason first. We've been raised together since the town was formed. Tales points were quick to remind us what laid outside the city walls. "Fortunately for you, that does mean shooting lessons today," explained the mayor. She smiled at us and pointed over to a collection of small caliber pistols lined up on a bench. One foal let out a cheer. Not that I knew who. I was too focused on getting the one revolver or gun lineup. 3 of the 5 foals were unicorns, and I wasn't one of them. The other was the only Pegasus I had ever seen. She was fast. I need to be quick. Now, I know you're all excited, but that doesn't mean that you get to run around playing. These are tools that can kill you if you're not careful," said the old unicorn. Her arm began to glow as she lifted a pistol from the bench. Hovering in the air, she ejected the clip from the bomb that held that up too. "These bullets are just as deadly as the things out in the wasteland you'll be needing to protect yourselves from. If I see any roughhousing, goof enough, or pretend shooting at each other, member of the training class, you will be removed." The colt with the cutie mark saluted. Slowly, the rest of us followed suit until each member of the group had a hoof at their forehead. "I need soldiers," judged the teacher. She slid the magazine back into the gun and pointed away from us. "There's targets down around the corner. Each of you go collect a firearm, and we'll be heading back down to practice shooting." She hovered the pistol she held over the Pegasus foal, who took it in her teeth. I heard a quiet click. "Safety's on, follow me," she trotted off. I ran as fast as I could. 3 different colors of magic wrapped around the 3 guns before I could get anywhere close. They joked and talked amongst themselves casually while they walked toward the shooting range. Halfway there, they watched the revolver slide through the air to the colt with the cutie mark. Then with that, I slowed to a walk and grabbed the remaining pistol. It tasted of rust. Better than nothing, I suppose. Together, the 5 of us walked around the shooting range. The unicorn had set up 15 Sparkle Cola and Sunrise Sarsaparilla balls on a fence about 10 yards away. She stood in a line painted over the dirt and looked at us. "Alright, how about shortcake you first?" she announced. She swung her head back to the side, mostly for the filly to come closer. "Stand here at this line." When the filly did as she was told, the man continued. "Now, hold your gun here." She wrapped her own telekinesis around Shortcake's, forcefully moved it so she could see down the sights. "Now, use your magic to fire the gun down the range. Use the sights to aim for one of the bottles." She looked at the older mare, then back down the range. With a soft spite voice, she asked, "What do I?" "Whatever you feel most comfortable with. They're not going to jump out of the way," the mare answered, cutting her off. Her magical aura disappeared, and another click sounded as she removed the safety from the gun. Shortcake spent the next solid minute aiming. Those of us waiting grew restless, but any goading got a sharp glare for the teacher, and the threat being sent home. When Shortcake fired, she missed. "Eep!" she yelped. Crouching down, a loud pop or magic fizzle of the gun clattered to the ground. Her yellow coat turned red as she blushed. It has a kick," she sheepishly announced. "Better a kick from the gun than a ray of stabbing you, dear. Try again," discussed the unicorn mare. "Let's take a deep breath, aim with the sights, and fire. You can do it." Shortcake fired another shot without waiting. Dug it to the fence post, but missed any of the balls. They shook, but stayed where they were. The mare trotted forward and crouched down beside her. Okay, let me help. She practically whispered. Her magic wrapped around the feeling she adjusted the gun. See how the sights line up. You can see the second one between the close set. Look at it exactly like that and aim for the bottle. She didn't release her magic though, holding the gun steady in the filly's magic grasp. Okay, muttered the yellow unicorn. So he swallowed the fire and another shot. That one went true and shattered the top one of the sarsaparilla bottles. She let a cheer when she hit and danced the ground, yelling, I did it! I did it! Good job! Let's let somebody else have a try, said the mayor. You go wait with the others. Double, your turn. My ears perked when I heard her call my name. I smiled around the grip of the gun and tried forward, finally. You ready for this? Asked the teacher when I got the line. I couldn't really answer with a gun in my mouth, so I just nodded. Holding a gun like this made it a bit easier to aim, since I couldn't really hold it away from my head like the unicorns could. I stared down the sights like I heard her explain the shortcake. Okay, same thing I said to her. Just look down the sights and aim for whatever bottle you want to shoot. She said her magic aura around the gun, and the safety clicked off. Go ahead! She took a step back to let me do my thing. Didn't seem that hard. I could do it easy. Kinda wish we didn't have to learn this stuff. But it was now or never. Why couldn't the wasteland just let us be fools? We had to grow too fast. This was my first step. I fired. The shot went wide. It shattered a ball on the far right. I've been aiming for the middle one. Nice shot, announced the teacher. Good one, yelled the colt. The others offered their praise as well. Felt like I didn't deserve the cheers, though. How did my aim go that far off? I wasn't a marks point, that was for sure. Was it a lack of practice or something I was meant to be good at? I looked back at my haunches, wondering if being a bad shot could be a special talent. No kidding, Mark. Be careful, don't point the gun at others, said the teacher. She grabbed the gun and magic forced it toward the ground. Last thing we need is misfire. The gun rested to the side and back towards balls downrange. 2 more, then we switch again. Once again, I aimed again. 2 shots later, another ball lay in pieces on the fence piece. The rest of the list went in a blur. Couldn't tell me if I was happy or upset. Praise I didn't deserve for the shooting, and a rush of excitement making me shake. For the first time I shot, I did pretty good, right? Maybe it wasn't me that aimed bad. Maybe the gun just been spent sights. Maybe it's just that I needed more practice. It took years for the city guards to get good, according to Mom and Dad at least. They explained several times that after each attempt to get my cutie mark of failing, that it showed up when it was ready. I didn't want to wait though. I sat on the town wall, overlooking the wasteland with my dad. He offered to do a shift guard duty to show me the ropes. We were on ledge of ways below the top wall, a place where guards would pace to keep their eyes out for dangers.
So, how was the lesson?
He asked. Another earth pony like me, he had a gun strapped to his side with a battle saddle. Looked almost like a soldier in his guard setup, but with light blue eyes and red coat, green mane. He was still Dad. It was okay, I guess, I said nervously. I wanted to talk to him about what happened, but I didn't know how to talk about it. I looked back and forth across the barren fields into the distance. Nothing dangerous on the horizon. He turned to me.
Just okay?
I hit the target, but not the one I was aiming for, I explained. I shuffled my forehead and looked to the ground.
That's better than I did my first time,
he said with a smile.
You're still full, right?
You can't expect to be amazing at everything at the first try. He wrapped the leg around me and squeezed. I hugged back. I guess so. I just really want you to... I said, stopping where I realized I didn't know what I wanted out of it. Dad sits next to me. I looked over the wasteland once more, always remaining watchful. With no threats coming, he looked at me.
Youth is supposed to be a time for fun, not worrying about death. Take this time to try things to learn, to explore. Your mother and I will be here to protect you. The walls here make us sure we're all safe.
He hugged me again, deploying a hoof out to the wasteland.
Out there is where it's dangerous, but you won't have to be trespassing around the wasteland for a while yet.
I know, Dad, I muttered. I hated being treated like I was a little foal. I was old enough to get a key mark, damn it.
Just promise me you won't try and grow it too fast,
he crusted. I promise, Dad. I admitted. He had a point. If I grew up too fast, I end up with more chores to do.
Thanks. I'd be all sorts of broken up if I lost my little girl,
he said. He held my short mane with a hoof, but stopped to look past the wall.
Now go inside now.
I started to ask what he'd seen, but he just repeated, now. I knew that tone. Dad wasn't in friend mode anymore. It was a dad mode. I jumped for the ledge of the wall and ran to our shack. He was right. I should just enjoy the time I had as a foal. I spent all my time growing up. I didn't miss what I actually had. Just end up with work and grown-up problems. Even this right here, overthinking what I learned today, was a bit too grown up for me. Once whatever was going on outside the wall ended, I go find other foals to play.